my name is Megan. I run the Avenue Fitness Pilates program, and today we are going to be taking you through a reformer on the floor workout. So you're gonna need a pair of sliders, we'll say sliders, because you can definitely just use a pair of 2 small hand towels if you do not have sliders, but you've got hardwood floors. If you have carpet, let's grab some paper plates. Those definitely work. So today I have with me Christina and Sarah, 2 of our awesome Pilates instructors. Christina's gonna be doing the unmodified version. So if you're feeling strong and awesome today, that is what you go for. If you're feeling a little tweaky and you feel like today's just not, you don't really feel like going hard today, Sarah is going to show you your modifications. Also, back injuries, knee injuries, she's also gonna show us the modifications for those, and I will definitely walk you through all of that. So let's get started. We are going to start first with just a nice little stretch. They're gonna take their arms up over their head and take a big deep breath in, grab the wrist, just gonna bend your body over to one side, bend your body over to the other side. You're really just trying to stretch everything out, right? Whether you're doing this at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., stretching is always great. Just a nice little pull. We'll do one more the other direction. Pulling and stretching out that upper body. You're gonna take a deep breath in with those arms up over your head. Let's roll down and touch our toes one time. Get a little movement in that spine. Roll all the way back up, reaching up towards the ceiling. We'll do that one more time. Slowly breathing as you come down. And then let's inhale as we're coming back up, spreading those ribs out so that you finish at the top of your inhale here. And we're gonna step out into a sumo squat position, just like you would if you were on the reformer with your feet on the foot bar. Let's just bring our hands to our chest, and we're gonna come down, just a sumo squat, back up, nice and simple. All they're really thinking about right here is the placement of your knees, right? So we want the knee to go the same direction as the toe. You slightly lean forward, but we're definitely not doing a regular squat where we really hinge at the hips, right? Not that. If your knees are not a huge fan of sumo squats, you can come down just a little bit less and see how that feels. Usually that takes a lot of the tension out of your knees. And you can focus on a little more of a hip hinge if that feels better. We're gonna do 2 more and then we're gonna hold it. Now hold right here. We're gonna lift those heels up and down for 10. Heels go down, up 9. Lift 8, a little work on those ankles, some calves, that connection between your feet up into your knees, right? Super important, especially at the beginning of our workout. We have 3, guess in there, 2. Hold your heels up and stay there. Little pulses, pulse, pulse. Now let's say ankle stability is not fantastic. I want you to lower the heel like this. That feels a little bit better, right? Let's say Sarah has super strong ankles, but we're gonna pretend she doesn't. And she's going to limit the height of her heels, and it's a little bit easier. Now you're gonna hold this last one, stay there. Put your heels back on the floor and come up to a halfway spot. Hold it there. Take your arms out in front of you for hug a tree. You're gonna inhale and open those arms up, exhale and squeeze it back in front of you. If you are dying already, you worked out way too hard yesterday, you can come up a little higher and just not go quite so low in your sumo squat. That'll make that, like a tiny bit easier, probably not that much. It probably wouldn't even matter, she could go back down. We'll do 3 more. And 2, now we're gonna hold those arms open. We're gonna flip the palms up towards the ceiling. She's gonna bend her elbows like she's trying to pinch them behind her back. So the elbows are gonna come back behind her, then she's gonna reach back out. Bend them back and reach. Now what she's focusing on, what they're both focusing on, is shoulder mobility, right? Super important. And then of course these nice little thighs are still burning. We're gonna go for 4. Oh, I got a head nod too. Yeah. And 2, we're gonna hold those arms out. We're gonna pulse these legs one more time. Bring it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those arms up over the head, roll down, touch the floor, or get close. Take a big deep breath as you're down there, and bring yourself right down onto all 4s. They're gonna point their booties this way because they're going to need 1 slider. So just 1, we're gonna put it behind them, and their right foot is gonna go on the slider. And we're gonna actually scoot back so that the knees are right at the end of your mat. We don't want you running into anything. So before we move, let's do a few little cat and cows. You're gonna hunch the back and arch the back. Let's just get some movement again. Get your breathing connected, right? Making sure that when you exhale, you are connecting those stomach muscles to your spine. Now give me a neutral spine. That is just a flat, straight back. Bring those shoulders down out of the ears. You're going to prop up your feet. You're going to hover your knees 1 or 2 inches off the floor, and we're gonna hold it. You're gonna only slide your right leg back and in. Slide it out, slide it in. Now let's say this was just a little too hard. You could try this. So Sarah's gonna come down. If her shoulders didn't like this, she could try it on her elbows and see if that felt a little bit better. So sometimes our wrists don't really like being up on our hands. That's okay. Just modify. I know this sounds crazy. That's actually harder. So the modification is actually harder on the core, but a lot easier on the wrist and shoulders. You're gonna do one more here, and then I'm gonna ask you to hold it. Hold your leg extended. Now open the leg to the right, bring it back to the center. Now what you are focusing on is stability, right? We're trying really hard not to move that body, which might mean that you've got to limit your range of motion. It might be too hard to go really big. We'll try 3 more. 2, 1, and then she's just gonna set that knee right down. We're gonna go straight into bird dog. Lift that foot up behind you. You're gonna extend the opposite arm over your head. Touch the elbow and the knee together under your body, and then extend it back out. Bring it in, extend it out. Now we're gonna exhale on the extension because I want you to think about the connection from the abs to the back. A lot of times people will extend the arm and I get a sway back. Let's try not to do that. Let's try to keep that flat. I know it's really tempting because it feels kind of great, but try to focus more on that connection. It's a little more important. Last 2, not that feeling great is not important. That's super important. Last one, you're gonna hold, stay there. Hold it. Prop up the toes on that other foot and bring this hand back down. No slider here. She's gonna lift that bottom knee off the ground and we're gonna hold. Now bend that knee into your chest and extend the leg back. We're going for 8, 7. You could also set your bottom knee on the floor if that felt better. You don't want to take that knee into hover, you don't have to. And 3, and 2, and 1. Just bring that right back down. Let's try this on the other side. Move that slider to the other side. Oh good, she's sweating. That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So first, you're just gonna take the knees, hover them off the ground. Hold for a moment and find your form. Shoulders down, spine flat, abs contracted. Let's go. Slide that leg back and in, out and in. And again, remember, when the leg slides back, are you keeping that spine still? You can see how nice and flat their backs are, right? Definitely what you're going for. You've got a few more seconds. Let's try 3. Then we're gonna open it. 2, hold it behind you. Open it to the side, bring it back. Now again, you can come down to your elbows if that feels better. You can also limit that range of motion. So you can see Sarah's just doing a little opening. She doesn't have to go very far. She's also running into the machine, but that's okay.
Real life.
3 more. 2 more. Last one, and bring it down. Let's go into bird dog from there. Lift up that leg, lift up this arm. We're gonna bring that elbow and knee together to touch and extend, and bend, and reach. So these seem so easy, right? No big deal. You're just balancing on one hand and one knee. It is a big deal because it takes a lot of connection here. We've got to bring that shoulder down. Think about connecting the lat to the ribs, trying really hard not to twist the pelvis, right? I know it wants to rotate, trying to make it flat. 2 more, and then you hold it. You take a deep breath. You bring the hand down but the leg stays. We lift up this bottom knee and we hold for a moment. Now bend that knee into your chest, extend it back. Can you think about if I was to place this little slider on her hips, she would not drop it because she is not twisting her pelvis. I know that seems super mean, but just a good visual, right? We just imagined that we were holding like a hot cup of coffee for me on your tailbone. If you're in my classes, you know I say that a lot. And 3, she's dying. 2, it's okay, 1 more. And then bring it back down. Beautiful. Let's go up into a pike. Take a big deep breath in. Pedal your legs a few times. Give yourself a nice stretch. You're gonna walk your hands all the way into your feet. And then we're gonna bring ourselves up to stand. Let's go back to our legs. Slider is going to go under your left foot. You're gonna stay facing the same direction because your right foot's gonna go on your mat for a lunge back. So I'm gonna have them facing y'all just so you can see what their legs are doing. Bouncing on the right leg, we're gonna bring the hands all the way down to the foot as you slide that back behind you and then bring it all the way back in. What we're thinking about is when we do this on the reformer, we have our foot on that front platform. This is such a good way to practice this because sometimes we're more afraid of falling than we are actually able to do the exercise, right? We freak out so much about what our ankle's doing and if we're gonna fall off the machine. Good way to practice, right? You can think more about your range of motion. Same idea though, sliding that carriage back behind you. It feels awesome. Just a few more here.
Yeah, after all those hovers.
After those hovers, right?
Those
Quads
really-
are definitely not tired.
Not
Super
at
not
all.
fatigued. We've got one more here. You're gonna hold it. Stay down. if you can, fingertips on the floor. If this is too deep, Sarah's gonna go to her knee, and that would probably feel a little bit better. We're gonna tuck the back leg in and out, in and out. Just like we do on the reformer, some scooters. But they are so great. What I want you to think about is what's happening in this front knee. You're weight bearing through that front heel. You are careful not to let the knee twist inwards, right? We want to keep that alignment of our knee here. You're almost done. Let's try 2 more. Now, can you hold this last one? Stay put. We're just going to do little pulses coming down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up. Oh, so fun. We'll do right. We'll go right into the other side. Sorry, guys. Right into the other leg. Exact same thing. Coming all the way down, bringing your hands down to the floor, and coming all the way back up. Focus is the same, making sure that alignment is good on that front knee. Now again, if you have really tight hips, I wouldn't push it all the way down. That probably is not gonna feel great tomorrow. You can make it a little bit more shallow. Like if Sarah was hips weren't feeling great today, she could always just go down a little bit less, but she's feeling super strong today, so she's gonna go to the floor. Get down there, Sarah.
I regret this.
Almost done there. You got just a few more seconds. Really trying to just work on your range of motion, whatever that is. It doesn't matter whether it's a lot or a little. You're still moving, it's still good. On this last one, find the position you can hold, whether that's on the floor or to your knee. Tuck this back leg in and out, moving for scooters. There you go. Now, I know this sounds super crazy. Let's try not to death grip the floor with our toes, yeah? Definitely not your job. Try to focus on weight bearing down through your heel, turning on the quad and the glutes, and then hold your abs in just a little bit, just so you feel a little more stable through that midsection. We'll go for 4, 3, we're gonna hold and pulse. 2, now hold that leg back, little pulses, squat deeper for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're gonna bring it all the way up. Nice. You need 1 slider. You're gonna actually put it like this, and then you're gonna start on all 4s. So I'm gonna let Sarah do this with 2 sliders because it does make this a little bit easier. Christina's gonna use just the 1. So if you struggle with side planks, definitely do the 2 because this is not an easy exercise. So we are going to drop down onto our right elbow. You're gonna stay on your left hand. This is just a little bit nicer to help stabilize the shoulders. Both legs are gonna extend back and they're gonna rotate towards you for a side plank. Now, we're gonna start by bending both knees in and out for Christina. Sarah's gonna bend only her left leg in and out. Yes? So let's say this was still too hard for you. Drop that slider that's on that back foot, and you would only do the one that's on the front foot, and that is a lot easier, right? Now, this, very similar to what we do on the reformer, right? We tell you to put your elbows on the carriage and we tuck those knees in and out. Same idea, same good posture in the shoulders, same idea of holding that navel to your spine to support your low back. Try not to bounce the hips. We've got just 1 more. I'm gonna make you hold it. You're gonna pulse the hips down, up 8, up 7. Now be careful with over rotation. Don't let that top hip go too far. Yeah, she was a little too far back, right? If you do, you feel your QL in your low back instead of this oblique over here. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Just set your knees down. Let's take a quick child's pose before we try the other side. Those are pretty rough. Take a deep breath. They needed that.
Oh, so good.
Other side, here we go.
Like, don't forget to breathe.
Oh yeah, that's important. Don't hold your breath. Let's grab that slider. Again, 1 slider to make it harder, or you can do 2, or you just drop 1 and just use it under your right foot as we go on this side. Here we go, tucking those knees in and out. So you can see Sarah's just doing only moving this top leg. That's a little easier because now she doesn't have to really think about balancing so much on this shoulder. She's got help from that bottom foot. If you are doing 2 feet on 1 slider or even 2 feet on 2 sliders, the hardest part is trying not to bounce that pelvis up and down, right? We kind of end up using momentum sometimes. Not what we're going for. Limit your range of motion. Try to focus on your form. Let's try 2 more. 1 more, they're gonna hold. They're gonna pulse. 10. We're gonna think about what I said on the other side. Don't over rotate that top hip. Bring it forward. Feel that oblique, right? Want that nice muscle right here through the side, not your low back. Don't worry, we'll let you do a back exercise next, Christina. 4, 3, 2, one and bring it down. Take a little break, enjoy one more child's pose because it feels good. Awesome. We are gonna spin around. We still only need that one slider. So they're gonna kneel on their mat and they're gonna put their right hand on the slider. So all fours that way. Confused her for a second. So slider is only under the one hand. What we are going to do is bring ourselves into a kneeling plank. Walk your feet back a little bit. So knees stay down. There you go. Bring your bottom down. Before you begin, just like in a regular plank, shoulders down, core engaged, yes? You're gonna slide your right arm out to the side. Let your body shift over just a little bit and bend both elbows and then squeeze and come back in. So they slide, they bend, they come back. Now, the way that we're trying to go for is that she's gonna allow her body to shift a little bit, but we're really trying to extend this right arm out. Yes, notice it's really not bending that much. Now, modification if that's a little bit too intense would be that she doesn't go so far and she bends both elbows more equally, and that's gonna feel a little bit better, right? The further this right arm goes, the harder it is. The less it goes, the better it is, or the better, the easier. Not really better, they're both great. Whatever you can do is great. That's what we're going for, right? We are moving, it's all good. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna come back into the center, place the slider between your hands. You're gonna prop up your toes and you're gonna extend into a full plank. We're gonna open the feet about hip distance apart, yeah, a little bit bigger. We're gonna go up into a pike as you take a deep breath in. You're gonna walk the heel of your hand right to the edge of your mat. Now stay here. You're gonna take one hand to touch your opposite ankle and then take it back and do the other side. Touch the opposite ankle. Touch the opposite ankle. What I want you to think about is this rotation. Yes, what we just did really worked your chest and your lats, right? Especially when you're squeezing back in, you really get that pec working. So we're gonna think about just trying to stretch, trying to twist and pull everything back apart, right? We'll do it one more time. Good, we'll come back down. We gotta go into the other side. We are almost done, y'all. Put that slider under that left hand. Lower your bottom. Here we go. Sliding that open. Remember, the further this slider goes, yes, the harder it is. If that's too hard, you can see Sarah's just really not opening that arm that far, but she's still getting a really good push-up. And then I know this sounds a little crazy, but when you do a push-up, do not pinch your shoulder blades really hard back together. It does not feel good. It makes your neck feel awful tomorrow. What we're trying to think of is the work coming through the arms, yes? So as you come down, you bend at the shoulder, you bend at the elbow, and then the scapulas glide back in together. We'll do it one more time, and then we'll come back in. Good. You are going to just let the slider go off to the side, and you're gonna lay all the way down on your stomach for your last exercise. The arms are gonna extend over your head. Your legs are going to be hip distance apart behind you. You're gonna come up into your arched position, lifting your head, your shoulders, your legs, and you're gonna hold. And you're not gonna move, because this is hard enough. We're gonna focus on our breathing. Nothing else is happening right now. Now let's say this is too much on your lower back. First, I would say bring your arms to the side. Focus more on coming out of your neck. Then, I would say don't lift your legs up. Focus on engaging your glutes. I'm actually gonna make her go a little bit lower, and I'm gonna tell her to draw her belly button in. Immediately, her waist kind of pulled together. That takes her out of just her QL muscles and gets this whole back part to work. You've got one more big deep breath. Breathe in, blow it all out, come all the way down. And if you are doing this workout with us, that was 15 minutes, right? A little bit extra, actually. I just got excited at the end. So if you go back through that entire workout, you will get a little bit more than a 30-minute workout, which is great, right? But if you are done and you are toasted, then that's it, and you did awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed it. There are a few more workouts here under our YouTube page. Feel free to browse through, send them to your friends, and share them wherever you want. We are so excited to have you with us. See you soon.